Hello and welcome to Cricket Country's live review of day 2 of the second Test match between India and New Zealand. I'm sorry. I'm Kaustubh Maikar. This is Devachit Verma. Devachit, day 2 belongs to Team India. New Zealand are struggling at 129 for 7, trailing by 188 runs.
128 for 7, trailing by 188 runs. But before getting to that, I mean, we all keep saying India versus West Indies.
Yeah, I mean,
those four Test matches in the Caribbean are way too much for
many to
stay through the night and then work and everything else. Now, getting back to this game, what happened in the final session?
Exactly what we discussed in the previous session. It was raining, there was moisture in the air, and Indian pacers were expected to deliver.
Exactly, but the ball did not move around that much, right? Or did it? I mean, it was a pretty much straight delivery to Ross Taylor. If you go back to see the way he was dismissed, neither he was on the front foot nor he was on back foot. He was just leaning forward, poking into a delivery which was pretty much straight, and he could have left it.
He had a problem with light as well.
I kept smiling all the way back to the dressing room.
As if he blamed the light.
Yeah, he was having some discussions with the umpires as well. But at the end of the day, the umpires offer the lights when they feel that it is not comfortable. Umpires deemed that it was all right, and they decided to go ahead with the game.
It was fair and square to play in those conditions.
And it was pretty smart by Virat Kohli to keep the pacers in.
Started with Ravindra Jadeja and Mohammad Shami to start with.
Yes.
He realized that the light is fading away.
Yes.
Shami troubled the batsman.
It had rained.
There was moisture.
And there was cloud cover. The ball might move.
Yes. All of a sudden, he decides to bring Bhuvneshwar Kumar into the
smart move that was.
Excellent.
Exactly.
That's what Virat Kohli is known for. Talking about Bhuvneshwar Kumar, the last time we saw an Indian pacer take a fifer in India was in 2013. That was Mohammad Shami versus West Indies at the same venue, Kolkata. After 2.5 to 3 years, Bhuvneshwar Kumar emulates the same.
It is not because India have not bowled well. Seamers have not done well. They have done well, but they have not played enough Test cricket at home.
Yeah.
What series do we remember India playing at home? South Africa, right? It was a series meant for
dominant.
Yeah, exactly. It was a series meant for Indian spinners to test South Africa's batting depth, their skills, and their temperament again. Good quality spin bowling. So there was no competition over there between fast bowlers and batsmen. But then again, Varun Aaron cleaned up Hashim Amla, and that was one side which we all remember because you didn't expect Varun Aaron or probably Indian seamers knocking down. Uprooting the stumps just like that. So it was something which we all remember. Good for Bhuvneshwar. He got very lucky. Ross Taylor played a very bad shot. Henry Nicholls chopped him on into his wickets, and
he maintained his line and length. He bowled in the corridor of uncertainty.
Yes.
Yeah. And he took a fifer in the third test against West Indies as well.
Yes.
Every time there's a tinge of grass, Virat Kohli goes for Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
That's the smartest move. That's the smartest move because Bhuvneshwar Kumar is one guy who can bowl with a lot of control on his deliveries. Because see, if you understand his run up and if you understand his bowling technique and the entire method which goes into it, he does not sprint. He just he has a slow run up. He does not put in a lot much of energy, and neither there is a lot of pace.
He's a smart player.
So he's somebody who tries to land the ball into the right areas, good seam position, the one which got Ross Taylor out.
Yeah.
The ball landed just exactly on the seam and it straightened down. Yeah. Exactly. So this is one skill set of Bhuvneshwar which he has developed very well, and with the white ball as well. We saw in the IPL. So smart move by Virat Kohli and very good performance by Bhuvneshwar.
India had lost 7 wickets yesterday, but it was the 141-run partnership between Pujara and Ajinkya Rahane. New Zealand have lost 7 wickets today as well. Did they miss that partnership?
Exactly.
Something that Williamson and Tom
Latham could have. They did in the first innings, but we saw how Tom Latham got out in the second innings at Kanpur. He missed a straight one there, and today he walked across the wickets. Now, this is a very good wicket. Let's not let's not term it as a spinning track. It's a very good wicket. The ball is bouncing probably way over the wicketkeeper at times, and it is keeping low as well. The invariable bounce can be alarming for the team batting force.
Is it the short selection?
Probably could be the short selection. You look at Ross Taylor's dismissal. I mean, he was smiling all the way. All right for him to do that. But the point is, nobody asked him to poke in front of the off stump. He could have left it alone if light was the issue.
Why don't the modern day players leave the ball alone outside? We saw Virat Kohli yesterday.
Yes.
Class apart.
Yes.
Ross Taylor is experienced enough to know how to leave the balls.
Exactly.
So what's wrong with the modern day players? I mean, it's Indian tracks. I mean, it's not. They are not playing in England or Australia. these conditions are playable.
Yes.
Difficult, but still playable.
Let's not. Let me answer. Let me answer like this. If you want, if you want to know the real answer of what balls to play or what is wrong with the modern day batsmen,
Yeah.
and which balls they should be attacking and which balls they should be going for, just wait and just watch Alistair Cook bat.
Yeah.
He hits the ones that are meant to be hit. Sorry,
Yeah.
and look at the
goes
way he
for-
bats.
The same goes for Pujara as well. He did the same yesterday.
But there was a momentary lapse of concentration. He played straight. I mean, he played in the air.
Yeah.
You don't expect Cheteshwar Pujara to play strokes in the air. He played straight to the fielder at extra cover. So that is something which which you do not relate with somebody who is known for getting big scores. And Cheteshwar Pujara is a classical grinder. He'll face 400 balls. He'll give you 200 runs. But for that, he will also have to put in that much amount of concentration. Not taking away anything because he scored a very crucial 87 runs, which may help India take more than 150 run lead over here.
Yeah. Well, it was Bhuvneshwar Kumar in the last session, but let's not forget Saha's contribution in the end.
Brave.
Yeah, 41 runs with Jadeja and then 35 with Mohammad Shami. Let's put some light on his performance.
It was very brave of Saha, because if there was one guy on whom India could have depended for going past 300. First of all, I didn't think India would go beyond 300, or they would. What I thought was they might fold up around 280, 275.
Yeah.
But Saha batted very well, and there were others batting around with him as well. Those 6 runs that Jadeja hit, I mean, it was like telling New Zealand that their spin attack is not working, and Saha was taking on the ball. Saha was ready to take it on his body, and he was also attacking the New Zealand bowlers, picking boundaries at the regular intervals, dancing down the track to the spinners. That was something very, very positive from the Indian wicketkeeper batsman. And Saha, he is playing at his home conditions. He knows how the wicket behaves. He has confidence of playing at home. So all this combined together for him to come up with a very good innings.
Well, 3 more days to go. Let's say the momentum is with India. The match is not over yet.
Yes.
The pitch will slow down as the sun heats up.
The sun has to come out.
Yes, the sun has to come out for that.
Yes. And for long enough.
Yes, India will try to bundle out New Zealand tomorrow early morning, and then bat on and on and on. How long they should bat, given that it might rain in the next 3 days?
The fact is, this test match is going exactly on the lines of the first test.
Yeah.
The only difference is there was no century partnership from New Zealand side. That is why India are looking set to take more than 100 run lead. Had these guys been there, had Kane Williamson been there, you can knock off. You can give that guy to score at least 100 runs alone on this wicket. It's a very good batting wicket. Cheteshwar Pujara and Ajinkya Rahane, they look invincible on this wicket and during the entire second session yesterday. But then they also were dismissed. So the point is, if New Zealand fold up very early tomorrow, India may add another 150 runs. They already have a lead in excess of 320. And you don't back any team to chase more than 300 very often in Test cricket these days.
Well, talking about chase, India were in a similar position in the second Test match against West Indies as well.
Yes.
They won the first match.
Yes.
They were in a position to win the second one as well.
Yes.
It was a rain-affected game. They lost a day.
Yes.
They are in a similar position now.
They lost a day. We have not lost a day. What we have lost is a couple of hours. So what will happen from tomorrow onwards is the game will go beyond till the scheduled end, and it will start early as well. We will have from what I've heard is we'll be having a 9:15 a.m. start and 4:45 p.m. The game is a time when the game will be ending. So we will what the umpires will do is to try and make up for the overs that have been lost. The advantage which India have over here is they have Ravichandran Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja. What we get to saw on the second day was there is turn on this pitch. So that was encouraging for these two guys. They can bowl in a lot of overs and they don't have a lot of batting to bowl at to start with. Right? If they get the New Zealand tail, if they get rid of the New Zealand tail very quickly, there is only one recognized batsman left right now is BJ Watley. Right? He will come and try and attack and try to knock off as many runs as possible, which can go into India's account as lead. Right. So this is one thing which New Zealand can try and do. But it is advantage India as of now. And if everything goes up to plan, we may have a very early finish to this game.
How much is a safe target on this track? Also considering that it might rain.
300, 350. Anything between 300 to 350 should be enough. It was enough in the last game as well. I don't know why India went on till 4:34.
But the track was turning. This one isn't.
track was turning. This one isn't. But the point is, you also have to look at the amount of application which New Zealand batsmen have been producing.
Yeah.
Personally, before the start of the series, I was very excited to watch Tom Latham bat, and he started off very well as well. And if you go and look at this innings, it was impeccable. There was hardly anything you can pick out from Latham's innings in the first match that anything went wrong with it. But after that, two bad strokes, two bad decisions. So this is something which you have to question. You have to question the form of Martin Guptill. You have to question the approach of Ross Taylor, because Ross Taylor, he was trying to look positive. He was making sure that he goes for his runs.
Yeah.
He keeps picking runs, and probably that was the only reason he got in the line of the ball to play it, and he got an edge. Otherwise, there were boundaries coming in. There were a couple of good cover drives from the New Zealand captain, so he was getting there. But
application.
Exactly.
Well, let's rewind a little.
Yes.
Virat Kohli at the toss said that Shikhar Dhawan was a natural replacement for the injured KL Rahul, given that Gambhir was in the squad.
Yes.
Dhawan failed in the first innings. This is the time. In the second innings, he has to prove his mettle.
The stage is set, because if India take a 150 plus run lead, or even a 100 run lead, come out, bat. I mean, what Dhawan can do is he can come out, he can bat very positively, and he can bat the way that we know. I mean,
like he did in
his
debut match against.
Exactly, to play aggressively. Exactly, to play aggressively. If he gets even 50 runs, then he remains in the contention. Otherwise, there is KL Rahul back at NCA working hard on his fitness, and we have Gautam Gambhir already back in the side.
Yeah. So day 3, New Zealand have to focus on the seamers more than spinners. In the first innings, we saw Ross Taylor balanced spin attack with pace attack.
Yes.
Given that India thrived on pacers more than spinners.
Yes.
New Zealand need the pacers now to prove their mettle, and this is the time.
This is the time, and they have a very good bowler in Matt Henry, who has no pressure at all.
Yeah.
See, Trent Bolt is coming off a defeat, so he also has this pressure on his mind that there is no Tim Southee in the series, so far.
Yeah.
Right. And Tim Southee has been ruled out of the entire series. Yeah. Jimmy Neesham is not there.
Yeah.
Jimmy Neesham is one guy who can bowl some seam bowling as well.
Yeah.
So Trent Bolt might be feeling a little bit of pressure because Tim Southee is not there. Now, these two are the strike bowlers for New Zealand. So if Bolt feels that I am not able to carry on the pressure, then there is one guy who is coming off very fresh, who is very fresh into the series, and he bowled and he got wickets as well. 3 wickets, very, very crucial wickets, which Matt Henry got. So if Matt Henry will be the key for New Zealand in the second innings, Trent Bolt again, but New Zealand will have to have a lot of perseverance, because this is what is paying for India. If New Zealand batsmen are going on batting well, or if they are trying to put any kind of pressure back on India have been patient, but I don't see New Zealand have been very patient now.
There's a ferocious bounce on the track.
Bounce.
Yes, India have a reputation of falling prey to bouncers. Should New Zealand especially...
The viciousness in New Zealand bowling lineup is not there. The New Zealand bowler, what New Zealand have in their fast bowling is a very, very good and a bowling attack with a lot of variety. But the viciousness is not there. That all of a sudden there is a snot right there on the throat, or probably hitting your head. So that this viciousness, which you get to see from, say, South Africa, or say Stuart Broad in England, or say from Australia, Mitchell Stark is there, Mitchell Johnson was there. So if these kind of qualities New Zealand can put a little more stress on, they can definitely create a lot of impact.
But let's not disregard the fact that they have punched well above their weight. We don't take New Zealanders seriously. But again, bundling in India for 318
and 316.
Yeah. Yes. So do you think they have bowled well enough? But it's the venom that they lack somewhere. They have been very disciplined, but they have not managed to take. They have managed to take wickets, but they have not managed to take wickets at regular intervals.
That was the difference. I mean, in the first test, if you see, Indian batting exactly has not flourished. In the first test, it was India won because there were half centuries from Murali Vijay and Cheteshwar Pujara in both the innings. Right now, India are in advantageous position because if you take out 141 runs from which Pujara and Ajinkya Rahane added for the 4th wicket, you don't have even 250 runs on the board. So this is something which India are lacking, because in India's first innings, only 2 batsmen got into double figures, just 4 of them got into single figures.
So when New Zealand come to ball, they have that psychological advantage.
The Indian middle order is not exactly the middle order is
India in the past has faltered in the second innings when they were in the driver's seat. New Zealand have that edge they have to believe.
They will have to believe on
that.
themselves. Yes.
So far they have showed magnificent show,
Yes.
show of character.
Yes.
Final thoughts. Day 3.
India will want to knock off New Zealand, take a lead anything above 150.
Yeah.
Add another 150. India have the game in their pocket because there is a lot of time left in the game.
Yeah, but India can't take New Zealand as lightly. What if they score? What if one of the players stitch up a 70-80 wild run partnership?
It will be good for New Zealand because that is when New Zealand will be coming back into the contest. But then to challenge India, because right now what New Zealand have, what the situation which New Zealand are in is that they will have to do a lot of hard work in order to come back. The first challenge will be to get to 200, and then you again have 116 runs lead.
Yeah.
So this is something which New Zealand will be having in their mind. If they concede a big lead in the first innings, they will have to ensure that there are at least 2 or 3 centuries or one double century in the fourth innings.
Yeah. Even if Indian top order fails, India have Rohit Sharma, who loves.
We would like to see the content. I mean, we would like to see Rohit Sharma getting some runs.
At
But
Eden
more than
Gardens.
Rohit Sharma, exactly, more than Rohit Sharma, it is Dhawan who needs runs because the more the competition intensifies, the more the better for all these batsmen.
Well, India are in a commanding position. New Zealand will have to work very hard to score those vital runs.
Yes.
At least 100 more. Let's see what day 3 brings up. That's it from us. For more cricketing updates, log on to cricketcountry.com. Thank you.
Thank you.